A young man passed his exam, the biggest exam of his life. He was so happy he couldn't stop laughing. 3 days later, still laughing, couldn't stop. The doctor said, "You have 10 days to live. Go home now." If you are too tired to think, but somehow still too awake to rest, let this ancient Chinese medical story take over for a little while. Fall asleep when you are ready. Late Ming Dynasty. A small town north of the Yangtze River. There was a young scholar. Let's call him Lin. Lin had been studying for over a decade, up before dawn every day to memorize texts. Late into the night writing essays by lamplight. For what? The imperial examination. Pass it and you become a certified scholar. You get a title, a future. You can become an official. His family's hopes for 3 generations rested on him. Autumn. Results day. Lin went to see the list of names. Crowds everywhere. Everyone craning their necks to find their own name. Lin scanned from the top, one name at a time. When he got to the 17th name, he froze. It was his name. He'd passed. He stood there, couldn't move. Then he started laughing. Not a smile, a full laugh, the kind you can't stop. Back home, his family asked how it went. He laughed and said, "I passed." The family erupted. They threw a celebration dinner. Lin kept laughing, laughing while eating, laughing while drinking. His family thought, he's just really happy. Normal. Next day, Lin was still laughing, laughing when he woke up, laughing at breakfast, laughing while walking around. Third day, still laughing, and it was getting worse. No matter where he was, no matter what time, just constant laughing. Even in his sleep, he was laughing. His family started to worry. Fourth morning, Lin's mother said, "We need to get a doctor." Lin laughed and said, "No need, I'm fine." But his mother insisted, so they called for the best doctor in town. His name was Zhang. Everyone called him Dr. Zhang. Dr. Zhang came in, saw Lin sitting there, grinning. "Dr. Zhang is here," Lin said, laughing. Dr. Zhang didn't speak. He sat down, took Lin's pulse, held it for a long time. Then he looked at Lin, studied him for a while. Lin kept laughing. Dr. Zhang stood up. His face was grave. He said to Lin's mother, "Let's talk outside." Outside, Lin's mother asked, "What's wrong with him?" Dr. Zhang shook his head. "This illness can't be cured." "What?" "He has 10 days left, maybe less." Lin's mother went white. "How is that possible? He's just too happy." Dr. Zhang said, "That's exactly the problem. Too much joy damages the heart. His heart gate has opened too wide. It won't close. Medicine won't help." "Then what do we do?" "Send him home. Now. On the way, you'll pass through Zhenjiang. When you get there, see Dr. Wu. If you delay, he might not even make it home." Dr. Zhang wrote a letter and handed it to the family. "Give this to Dr. Wu in Zhenjiang." The family panicked. 10 days. Lin had just passed the biggest exam of his life. His future was just beginning. How could he be dying? They packed immediately. Lin was still laughing. "Why the rush?" "Dr. Zhang says you're very sick. We need to get you home." "I'm not sick." But the family dragged him onto a boat anyway. On the boat, Lin slowly stopped laughing. Not because he got better, because he started getting scared. Dr. Zhang said he had 10 days left. 10 days. He was only in his 20s. He'd just passed the exam. Was he really going to die? The thought made him stop laughing. He started worrying instead, thinking about death, about his family, about everything he hadn't done yet. The more he thought, the more anxious he became. At night, he couldn't sleep, lay in the cabin staring at the ceiling. His chest felt heavy. The boat traveled for several days, arrived in Zhenjiang. Lin's family said, "Dr. Jiang told us to see Dr. Wu here." Lin nodded. He wasn't laughing anymore at all. He'd gone completely silent. They found Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu was a famous physician in Zhenjiang. Lin walked in, sat down. Dr. Wu looked at him and smiled. "You're already cured." "What? You're not laughing anymore, are you?" "No, but..." "Give me your hand." Dr. Wu took his pulse. "Pulse is balanced. You're fine." Lin stared at him. "But Dr. Jiang said I only had 10 days. Dr. Wu pulled out Jiang's letter. "Read this. You'll understand." Lin opened the letter. It read, "Brother Wu." This man was laughing uncontrollably from extreme joy. When joy is excessive, the heart gate opens and cannot close. No medicine can treat this. So I told him he had 10 days to live. This will make him worry and feel anxious. Worry closes the heart gate. By the time he reaches Zhenjiang, he should be cured. Jiang. Lin read it, sat there for a long time. Then he started crying. Not sad crying. Crying from relief and disbelief and gratitude all mixed together. Dr. Jiang never thought he was dying. He'd used the fear of death to cure him. Dr. Wu said, "Do you know why you couldn't stop laughing?" Lin shook his head. "In Chinese medicine, we say, excessive joy damages the heart. The heart governs the spirit. The heart gate opens and closes naturally. Normal joy opens it slightly, then it closes again. But you were too happy, joyful to an extreme. Your heart gate opened too wide. It couldn't close. When the heart gate stays open, your spirit becomes unanchored. You lose control. That's why you kept laughing." Lin asked, "Then why am I better now?" "Because Dr. Jiang scared you. He told you that you had 10 days to live. What did you think about on the journey here?" Lin thought about it. "I thought about dying, about my family, about all the things I hadn't done yet. I was terrified, miserable." Dr. Wu nodded. "Exactly. Worry also affects the heart. When you're worried, the heart gate contracts, closes. Dr. Jiang used worry to treat joy, used the closing of the heart gate to counteract its opening. You spent days worrying. Your heart gate gradually closed. So you stopped laughing, and the illness resolved." Lin sat there processing this. He asked, "So he didn't give me any medicine at all?" "Correct, because this illness can't be treated with medicine." "Then why didn't he just tell me that?" Dr. Wu smiled. "If he'd said, 'You're too happy, you need to feel sad for a while to balance it out,' could you have felt sad?" Lin thought about it, shook his head. "Right. You'd just passed the exam. You were ecstatic. How could you possibly feel worried?" So he needed to say something that would genuinely scare you. "You have 10 days to live." That way, you'd truly worry. truly fear, truly grieve, and your heart gate would truly close. This story sounds strange, but think about it. Have you ever been too excited to sleep? Got the job, got the promotion, fell in love, won something. That night you lie in bed, your mind won't stop. Keep thinking about that happy thing. The more you think, the more excited you get. And you can't sleep all night. That's a mild version of excessive joy damages the heart. You're too excited. Heart gate is open, spirit is restless, so you can't sleep. A modern explanation might talk about adrenaline, dopamine, and an activated nervous system. That is useful language. Chinese medicine uses a different map. Emotions are not isolated events. They move the body in different directions. Joy, anger, worry, pensiveness, grief, fear, fright. Each one has a pattern. Each one affects the body differently. Too much joy? Use worry to balance it. Too much anger? Use grief to balance it. Not suppression, balance. That's what Dr. Zhang used. Lin was too joyful, couldn't stop laughing. Medicine? Useless. The heart gate was open, medicine couldn't reach it. Acupuncture? Also useless. The only solution, use another emotion to balance it. Worry. But how do you make someone who just passed the biggest exam of his life and is deliriously happy feel worried? Tell him you're dying. It sounds cruel from the outside, but inside, the logic of the case, Zhang was not trying to punish him. He was trying to move his emotional state in the only direction that could bring it back down. Would this method work today? Probably not. A modern person would probably question the diagnosis immediately. The method would lose its force. But the underlying idea still matters. When an emotion runs too far, the answer is not always to suppress it. Sometimes it needs another state to bring it back toward balance. What happened to Lin after that? The historical records don't say, but he probably learned a lesson. Everything in excess is harmful, even happiness. Too much happiness can be a problem. Not saying you shouldn't be happy, saying that when happiness gets out of control, can't sleep, can't stop, disrupting your life. What you need isn't more happiness. What you need is to slow down, settle down, let the heart gate close, let the spirit return home. Doctor didn't give Lin a single herb. What he gave him was a sentence. You have 10 days to live. That sentence was more effective than any medicine because it acted directly on Lin's heart, moved him from extreme joy to extreme worry, then, gradually, back to balance. Sometimes healing doesn't require medicine. It requires a thought powerful enough to change your state. That's enough for tonight. If one line stays with you, keep it. If sleep takes the rest, even better. Rest well, Heerin, eat, play, heal.